Okay, great. Is it working?
I can see you.
Okay. Get out of this real quick. Okay, do you see? Hold on.
I see your chart.
Okay, you see the chart so far. All right, good. All right, I'm trying to find me. Hold on. I'm waiting for everybody else to get on here. I don't know what has been going on with this thing. I had it working like earlier and then it just stopped. Okay, stop share for a minute. Stop share. Okay, there I am. All right, everybody should be coming back. What a mess. Oh, you know, the people who, I bet the people who didn't have the email. Let's see if anybody else can go in. Okay. Are you guys there?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh, what a mess. I don't know what's going on. My computer completely quit. All right. Perfect timing too. I've had it up all day and it decided to freeze. All right. Let me see. Can somebody, I don't know if Katie's on here now. Hold on. Hey, Deborah. Casey, Houston, Jessica. We had like 8 people on here. I hope that we can get them back. All right, well, we're recording anyway. So let me see if I can share this.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Okay. Can you guys see my chart?
Yep.
What do you do?
Give everybody else just a second. Okay, am I in the window too?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, so let's start. We're 15 minutes late, but we'll record it. Okay, so the reason I wanted to show you guys this tonight is because we're going to talk about recruiting and we're going to talk about sponsoring. And with the new incentive, that is going to be what is really going to be based on. It's going to be based on sharing your products with everybody, getting your sales. It's basically the 5x5 that we've been doing, which is following up with people, personal sales, sponsoring people, right? All those support income producing activities that we're always doing, booking parties. So I made this chart so that we could go over what to do and what kind of tools that we use. And since you guys can hear me and you guys can talk also, I'll be asking you guys some questions. So this flow chart, if you look at it, can you see my cursor at all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Awesome. Okay, so whenever you're going to start the invitation of putting someone, hold on a minute, got all this, I had to move to a different room. So it's organized now. Okay, so whenever you're going to start the process of talking to someone, your training actually begins the minute that you meet them. It's not whenever they're on your team or when they've signed up yet. It's actually from that first conversation when you meet them. And do you guys remember the conversation I had? You know, there's a lot of new people on here, so I'll go through it. But you're going to meet a lot of green apples, red apples, and rotten apples. I know you guys might remember this, but this is really what this is based on. If you have a barrel of apples, like 100 apples, most likely 75% to 80% of those apples would be green apples. Then you would have red apples, and then you would have rotten apples. And what do you do with rotten apples? Remember that? You throw them away. So a red apple is someone who is eager, ready, excited about joining. They can already see a future with Scentsy. There's not a lot of things that you have to do or share with them in order to really get them more interested. A green apple is someone who is kind of on the fence, thinking about it, but they need a little bit more. Okay, so I made this flow chart so that we could go through it together. First of all, you've got to fix your mindset in this business. And so many of you guys have been coming to me saying, I just can't recruit. I can't recruit. I can't book parties. I can't do this. I can't do that. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you think you can't, then you're not going to be able to. If you think you can, then you are going to be able to. It's a total mindset thing. And it's something that I really want you guys to focus on and to change. I met someone who talked to 185 people before they got their first recruit. She said it took her she went through her list of 100, but she said it took her about a year and a half before she got her first recruit. The first recruit that she ended up getting ended up being her first superstar director. So she had to hear 185 no's back to back to back to back to back before she got someone. And if you hear her story, it is absolutely incredible. But she had convinced herself that she couldn't recruit. And sometimes you are just one person away from that rock star that you'll have added to your team. All right. So one thing you have to do before you start this whole process is you've got to have critical conversations that you are going to have with someone. And this is where it goes to invite. So if you go to the very, very top of this flow chart, it talks about the invitation. That's basically whenever you're going to contact someone. A lot of people want to lead with product, and some people like to lead with the opportunity. I always tell people to lead with the opportunity first, because if they're not interested in the opportunity, then most likely they want to smell the scents. Then maybe they'll pass them around, have a basket party, get some free stuff, half off stuff, and then they can see what the opportunity would look like, because they've already said no to it, but yet they're still trying it and being a trial consultant. That seems to be one of the best ways that you can get basket parties in people's hands, and that you can also get people to open up their home, because they're going to try it before they buy it, and you're going to end up having a good opportunity. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can get this. Okay. Now, whenever you want to talk, just unmute yourself if you have a question or anything. So going back to what I was talking about, whenever you think that you cannot recruit and you're telling yourself this, I want you to think about, why do you think that? Who told you that you couldn't recruit, right? No one told us that. It's ourselves. We tell ourselves all the time whenever we are bad at something, or when we don't think we can do something, or that it's not going to be worth it. It's just like the fox and the sour grapes. It's like, I didn't want it anyway. When really and truly, you guys are good sponsors. You guys know how to recruit. You guys know how to book parties. You guys know how to get those sales and follow up. It's just consistency, hard work, and not giving up. And this incentive that we have, I want you guys all to be able to get it. Every one of you. This is the easiest incentive that I have seen Scentsy do. And I was going to actually log in and go over that in a minute, but we're going to go through this first, okay? And you guys, if you have questions or anything, just let me know before you come back on here. Okay.
Hey, I'm driving, so I'm actually keep it muted, and I'm just gonna listen to you.
That's fine. That is totally fine. Okay, so this thing, I made it today, and I wanted to go over it with you. So in Scentsy, there's two things that I tell you guys to do. One is, once you talk to someone, whether you're going to lead with opportunity, whether you're going to lead with, the products, you have one or two ways to go. You can go down here with your tools, or you can come over here with the event. So what kind of things do you think I would represent an event? What do you think that would be? If anyone can.
I just got up here not long ago. I'm confused.
Okay, hold on. Okay, it keeps muting. An event would be more like when we have a bacon night or taco night, whenever it's become a consultant opportunity night that we will host on Facebook. An event also, for me, would be whenever we invite people to our team pages. Whenever we get them on three-way calls. It's any kind of event where it's going to take another person outside of you to be able to talk to this person, or either be able to let them see the lives of other individuals, okay? A lot of times when people get added to our Facebook page or our team page, our business page, we introduce them and other people welcome them. Sometimes I'll have you guys put your stories on there. Why did you join Scentsy? You see lately we've been asking a lot of people, what's the one reason that you joined? Why do you stay? Because we want people to see how Scentsy has blessed you. So after you go through this event, you can see that there's a sort that happens, like with your apples, and you can put people in a not interested category for the opportunity. That's when they're going to turn into your customer or a referral. And we'll go into referrals in a minute for the blessing bags and for how people will get referrals. But let's say that they're on the team page, they absolutely love what they see, they like the motivation, they've had a lot of their questions answered, and they're ready to do this thing. Then you know that they're red apple and they are ready to enroll. So sometimes people will join just from being added to the team page. That is why we have dream team members. That is why I tell you guys, write down, and I really want you to do this, especially for this incentive. I want you to write down 10 people that you would love to have with you on a trip with Scentsy, whether it's in the British Columbia or 10 people that you like to go on a shopping spree with, whether it's with Tiffany's or Apple or Marriott, go book your own place. 10 people that you could see on your team. That is so important because whenever they get added to our page and they get to see that, one, they're not alone. So many people do not want to join this business because they're afraid that they don't have support. They're afraid that they don't have, anyone around them to help them, to answer questions. A lot of people joined companies in the last 10 years where they didn't have a home office like we have with Scentsy. We are so lucky, guys. CEOs listen to us. They ask us our feedback all the time. They're trying to do everything they can to make it easier for us with compliance. They're carving all these pathways to be able to incentivize us in ways that will blow our mind. They care so much about us. They give us a 10-step checklist when we first join. They teach us how to recruit. They teach us how to train. They do all these things that they did not have when I joined 10 years ago. And many, many companies that people are jumping from to come here don't have this kind of training. I know Unique has an amazing foundation of training because I've seen so many people come from Unique to Scentsy and just do so well with this. I've also seen another company come in here and do amazing too with us one. So some companies have finally caught on, but Scentsy is ahead of the game. They're always looking ahead. We've got Maven with our apps that we can put on our phone to follow up with people, where we wake up to reminders to email our customers or text them. It doesn't get easier than that. Whether you want to use a follow-up binder, whether you want to use an app, Scentsy has it all. And when you invite people to our team pages and they can see our files and they can see how simple this is, because I want you guys to want my job. I want you guys to want to be a superstar director and see that it is not that hard. I want you guys to see that once you get a system in place, that is what's going to run your business. Someone told me years ago that if I ever got a system in place and got this working like a machine, then it would just start to be smooth for me. I'm going to hit some bumps along the road. There are going to be people, there are going to be weeding out that happens every now and then. But if you have a system and you can go back to it and you can do your follow-up and your referrals and your bookings and your joining, you're going to keep growing. You just have to be consistent, not give up, and work hard, like I said before. Another thing that an event can be a sip and sniff at a coffee shop or something. So let's say that you're going to meet someone at a coffee shop and you want to talk to them about the opportunity because they messaged you on Facebook or they found you and they're like, hey, I'm interested in meeting you. And then they don't show up, okay? That's where I put no show. Then what you're going to do is just like whenever you tell people that want to have a party for you and they invite 17 different people and then no one comes to their party. The one thing I tell people, it is not about that event. It is not about that no one showed up. What it is about that invitation that you still care, you still want to meet them, you still want to get goodie bags in their hands, you still want to give them things to give to people who are going to come to the party, because it's all about making those people feel valued and appreciated. Just like the person who was a no-show. Hey, I'm sorry I missed you. Something must have come up. but I put together a great goodie bag and something for you that when we do get together, I want you to smell these scents. I know you're going to love them. It happens. Many people will call me and say they didn't show up. And I'm like, well, if you follow up with a basket party, if you follow up with some kind of goodie bag of different things to try, if you follow up with like a laundry basket full of laundry stuff to get their feedback on, if you follow up with like a cleaning samples with, you know, the different dish soap and the Scentsy Fresh and the counter cleans for them to try and make them feel valuable because they are valuable to your business, then they're going to listen to you. But if you try and cold call them, if you try and get them booked up and you don't even know who they are, most chances are they're not going to meet you because you have not built a relationship with them first. And that goes back to that invite. I put that at the very top because the invitation is the most important thing in this business. Whenever you invite someone, there's a girl actually that joined our team. She's amazing. And she told me one of the reasons that she joined is because I didn't say, let me know if you want anything. Instead, I said, I invite you to join me. I invite you to come. And she said she felt included. She felt like it was something that she was really interested in being a part of because it sounded like I wanted her with me. So the invite is so important. Okay. So are there any questions so far? I'm going to unmute you for a second.
Nope.
Are there any questions?
No, no questions.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, I'm coming back. All right, so now we're going to move to the next part, which is, let's say that you've got the basket party in their hand now. And this is where you go back to your sort. You're going through, you know, they've got the basket party in their hand. They've got the try it before you buy it. They've got the, you know, borrow bag in their hand, whatever it is you want to call it, the pouch party, whatever it is. And you follow up with them and they've got some orders, right? They've got $200 worth of orders because they took it home, their mom ordered, their sister ordered, the neighbor across the street ordered, they got $200. You are going to let them know, hey, you get the free stuff or you can get the half off stuff, or you can get the free stuff, the half off stuff, and get paid on this. And then you can go into, you can use your free credit towards the kit, the earn a kit, or you can buy the $99 kit, which now has a $60 Scentsy Go in it, right? And then you can also get paid on it. You can also get the free, and you can also get the half off. So that is a way that that tool turns into something huge for you, that this person didn't meet you. They were a no-show, but now they've got the basket party. They're either going to say, nope, not interested, or they're either going to say, let's do this thing. Most of the times, if someone has orders and they know they can get paid on it, a lot of times they'll join. The problem is we don't ask. There's so many times in this business over the 10 years that I chickened out and didn't ask a hostess if she would join. Because one, maybe she had an incredible party where I did not want to lose the PRV. Or she intimidated me because she was already doing something that I didn't think she'd have enough time to join my team. Or maybe I didn't think she'd ever be interested in it. And I would run the report at the end of the month to see who was doing what, and all of a sudden I would run into their name. And I would see that they signed up under someone else. I'm like, what? That's so weird. She's done like 4 basket parties for me. So of course, you know, I'll send her a message, hey, welcome to the group. I'm so excited you decided to join us. And then I'll just start chatting and say, I'm just curious, you know, why did you join? And 3 people told me, because you never asked me. You never asked me, but this person did. But the footwork I did was incredible. The parties she did, she earned so much free, so much half off. And then I was getting paid on it. And that was selfish of me because I should have been like, hey, this is how much you're going to make on your party. This is the free. This is the half off. Why don't you join me? You know, get paid on this. But back then, I didn't see the forest for the trees. I wanted the PRV. So whenever I would run the reports and see their name, I learned I had to ask. All I had to do was ask. There were so many people that I missed out on, and I don't ever want you guys to miss out on that, because you're not offering that party. And you can flip it if you want to with the earn a kit, or you can go right in and get the $99. Whatever it is, you want to always offer every single time the opportunity. Okay? So that goes from the invite to the event to the tools over here. But let's just say that they're a green apple. All right? So you can see all of a sudden that we've sorted through the not interested, which we can get to in a minute. Red means that they've completely enrolled. Green apple. that is someone on a scale from 1 to 10 is maybe like a 6 or a 7. Okay, and I'm sorry, I'm in the kitchen in the middle of everything because my computer messed up in there. But that's when you're going to try and figure out what would make it a 10. A lot of times I'll ask people, are you happy with what you do? If we're building relationships, and they're like, yeah, I love it. I'm like, okay, well, on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you love your job? And they'll say 6, 7. Like, okay, well, what would make it a 10? They're like, well, if I had more time, if I could pay off my debt, if I had more time with my kids, if I could ever take my husband on a vacation, if I just had a little bit of extra money for me, if I could put my kids in ballet, whatever it is, there's always a gap that you have to fill when you have a green apple. And you have everything you need in order to get that gap to 10 by the tools that we have with Scentsy. So you can see here where it says on a scale from 1 to 10, if you go over here to 2 to 5, they're pretty low, down. So there's a couple of things that you need to do. First of all, you probably need to get something in their hands. That's whenever I find out what is something on their wish list. What is something that they absolutely have to have? Whether it's a Scentsy Go, whether it's a diffuser. Let's say it's a diffuser. I will let them borrow my diffuser for a week with some oils, and I'll give them the sample oils to try and tell me which ones they like the best. To be able to see that we're not just wax and warmers. You know how many people will say, people are tired of wax and warmers. They don't want any more wax. They don't want any more warmers. They have so many of them. That's when you get creative. You can do a swap out with warmers if you wanted to. There's been parties where I've come and had all my old customers and hostesses bring their warmers and they can swap them with each other if they like them. There's also things that you can do where if they have that diffuser, you can say, you can get that half off. You can get that half off if you just have a party. Or if you want to go collect a couple of orders. Because basically what you're doing here is you are wanting to get this person to success right away. If they decide to join you, you want to go ahead and try and have some orders set up where they can put those in within 15 days of them joining so that they can become a shooting star, right? And that's what Kristen did, who's on here. I tried to set her up as best I could so that she could hit shooting star and then be halfway to certified right away. To where she hit certified at the end of the month and she got paid 25% and never even had to get paid the 20% if that was something that she wanted. So you want to put some kind of product in their hand that they're going to fall in love with, and that's whenever you have another tool. But let's say that they're a 6 to 9 and they need a little bit of something else. That's when I said help with your upline. That's whenever I've had people call me and say, hey, Shannon, I have someone who really wants to, sell Scentsy, but their spouse isn't on board. Can I have you on a 3-way call with them? Or maybe we could do like a little FaceTime where we all 3 on there, because a lot of times it's better whenever you can actually see the face. Sometimes I'll figure out what it is that's missing. Do they need to hear from the other spouse's point of view? Do they need to hear from Steve, right? Or do they need to hear from me? Whatever it is, there's something usually that if they're that close, they've got questions about. And it might be the compensation plan, which means get with your sponsor, get with your director, let's go over the compensation plan with them. They really want to know what kind of money they can make with Scentsy. They understand that it's 20%, 25%, but what's some hard results? And as superstar directors and directors, we have access to averages and numbers if you work your business this long, how much you can get. Let's see if there's any questions real quick before I keep going. Chat. Having my husband on board is what really sealed the deal when I joined. Just knowing he had my back. Yeah, he was wonderful. Absolutely. Okay, so sure. If you have questions, I can totally see them. So that's good. All right. So going back to what I was saying is that you want to put something in their hand whenever it's 2 to 5 for them to fall in love with, to be passionate about the product. Because I believe you have to be passionate about what you sell. You have to be passionate about the fact that you believe that this changes lives. You believe this company changes lives. That is why when they're 6 to 9, they need to see that belief happen. And you'll see every now and then on our page, we'll have people write the things that Scentsy has blessed them with. Because some of you guys have been blessed in Scentsy in ways I never have. And there have been ways that I've been blessed that you guys never have. Many of you guys probably did not have a confidence problem. Believe me, when my computer blew up 5 minutes into this webinar, I was like, I should have expected this. I should have expected this. I can never get this thing right. But I was like, no, I'm going to go in the kitchen. I'm going to get this thing going, and I'm going to teach this thing because I believe in this, and I think this is really, really important. And that's like a confidence hit for me because I think I have everything together, and then something happens like that, and it makes me doubt myself. And then I have to go back to what I was talking to you guys about in the beginning, your mindset. Why do I think that about myself? That makes no sense. So you have to think that about yourself. Why aren't you sharing Scentsy? What belief system is going on in your head? Do you really believe it changes lives? Do you not? What is it that makes you stagnant and stay stuck there? Because I'm going to tell you something, and we're going to go more into this. But I heard something today. It was actually from Joel Osteen. It was really, really good. But it talked about modeling your behavior. And when you guys teach your new team members how to do this, and that we have the tools, and we have the events, and we have the team pages that you can be added to, and we have the fun, is it called Vimeo, YouTube channels and stuff that Scentsy has about recruiting and why people join and all the things that Scentsy offers us that we can put into people's hands. We have the fun sparkle packets. We have the possibility pouches. But are we using them? No, we're not, right? Because we haven't had a massive growth in like 2 years. And it's because so many people are either A, scared to talk to people, not talking to enough people, B, or C, talking to the wrong people. But if you keep talking to people over and over and over again, you're eventually going to find someone. But I'm telling you, when you're talking to the wrong people, sometimes that can be your friends, the naysayers, the people who I really wish they would join, but they just keep telling me they just don't think I'm going to make it either. Don't talk to those people. Push yourself outside of your comfort zone. That's what Steve did in the very beginning. When I first joined, I thought, ooh, his mom and daddy are from here. He's from here. I can get in touch with all those people. It's going to be so easy to be able to share this stuff. When I finally started believing myself, he was like, Shannon, no. I don't want you to start in the circle that's so familiar with you. I want you to go outside your comfort zone. And if you can become comfortable outside of that zone and really make an impact and a difference and find customers and find people who will want to join you, then the people who are naysaying, the people who don't believe in you, the people who are apprehensive because it's another direct sales company will want to buy from you, will want to join you. And he was right. I started going into salons. I started going into vet clinics. I started going into small events. And I would meet people and I would build relationships. And people started to join. And they started to want to buy and host parties for me. And I realized it was because I was so passionate about this product. I wasn't passionate about the company yet. I'd just begun. But the fact that it was healing me, the fact that the scents were reminding me of happier times, because those scents trigger memories. And that's the best way to bring memories back to people is whenever they're smelling them at parties, is ask them, what does that remind you of? And you're going to hear amazing stories. You're going to hear people share great, joyful moments in their life. And most likely, they're going to put those in their 6-pack. And they're going to remember the memory that went along with that scent. And they're going to want to order it from you again. And you as a consultant are going to remember what that memory was when you called them and say, I'm so glad you bought that lush gardenia. I love the fact that it helps you remember running through your grandmother's gardenias outside. That's how you start to build those relationships. So I wanted to talk about that because going back to what I said about Joel Osteen, was modeling your behavior is so important. And he talked about a story about a dog who had gotten hit by a car. And the dog had lost use of its back legs. So he went to the vet and they had the dog in surgery and they didn't quite fix the limp. So for the rest of her time, and she was pregnant when she got hit, she would drag her foot. Well, the babies were born. And a couple months went by and they started walking and everything. And the babies were dragging their feet too, just like the mom. So the owner felt, maybe when she got hit, since she was pregnant, something happened with the babies where they have the same injury. So he took them to the vet and he was like, what's wrong with these puppies? They're all dragging their feet like their mom. That checks them out. Everything's perfectly fine with them, perfectly healthy. He says the reason that they're dragging their feet is because they're modeling the behavior that their mom has shown them. And it's the same thing in our business. If we're modeling a behavior that we're not asking people to recruit, we're not asking people to book, we're not following up with people, we're not sharing the opportunity, then why would we expect people that we bring on in our team to do it, right? We have to model that behavior. And so by making this chart, I believe is going to help you 100%. And I'll put it on our team page because you need to know, here's the invite. Oh my gosh, I've talked to this first person. What do I do? Well, here's the event. That means put them on the team page. And here's the tool. Oh, I need to get them a sense to go, or I need to get them the bar bag or the basket party, right? Because the invite is going to be all your conversation starters. And those of you guys who were at Tip Day probably remember the conversation starters that Annette and Andrea went through with you. But they're going to be just the easiest ways that you just ask people, how's life going? How's your kids doing in school? Congratulations on the graduation. Congratulations on getting married. You see what I'm saying? You don't ever start it out with Scentsy. You never started out by, hey, I got a message today. I'm going to read it to you actually, because I was like, why? Why would someone do this? Okay, so here it is. It says, hey, Shannon, I hope you had a chance to view my live from yesterday, which I guess she went live on her page and I didn't see it. I know how hard you've been working to reach your goals in your life and with your fitness. So I wanted to invite you to check out my newest endeavor. I decided to join up with Team Beachbody and become a coach. The workouts are amazing, and they even have awesome nutrition programs. How cool would it be to reach your goals even faster while earning discounts, extra income, free vacations for you and your family? I mean, we can already tell right now it's a mass text, right? I know you have a huge following in Scentsy, and you've done so well. I know that you would crush it with this. If I send you a video with the details, would you check it out? What do you guys think of that? For me, I'm like, I didn't even reply because I'm like, do you know
Absolutely lame.
Isn't that horrible? I mean, that is something that people will do. I have Mary Kay reps that will message me and say, I only need 5 directors in order to get this car. Give me one reason why you wouldn't join me because you already buy so much Mary Kay. I'm thinking, well, you just lost me because it's all about them. It's all about them. Yeah, she threw it in there that, hey, you're already crushing it. I think you'd be great. But that was all about her. She could have easily started building those relationships. Hey, girl, how's it going? How's the working out coming? Have you enjoyed with your trainer? What's your favorite workouts? What's your nutrition look like? I mean, she could have easily started building this relationship up with me probably for about a week or two and then come back and said, I just joined as a coach. I'd love to give you a free consult, or I'd love to give you some samples to try. That is something that I probably would have been like, hey, sure, I'll try it because we've already established this relationship. She's already shown me that she's interested in the workouts I'm doing and the nutrition that I'm doing and the training that I'm trying to get and my goals that I have is in health. So that was just an example of how people will just cold call you. Let's see if there's any questions real quick. Had that with 31 and Mary Kay. I have a unique friend that does the same thing. So I can't stand it. I mean, that's a good way to lose me as a friend or unfollow you on Facebook because if you're not going to make me feel valued. And do you know in the 10 years that I've been in Scentsy where I have networked with other companies and I have done parties for other companies and I've had vendor blenders with all different vendors, there's probably only 2. And that's going through a plethora of consultants that have ever contacted me on how I like my product or how I'm doing in life. But I will get hit with all the specials and all the consultant things. I mean, the hostess things, like constantly. Hey, we got another catalog. Hey, we got this. Hey, we got that. They're going to ghost you. Do you know what ghost means? Ghost means that when you message someone and you see they hit read and they read your message, but they didn't reply, that's ghosting you. You have offended them somehow, some way, unless they have read it and they hadn't had a chance to write you back. But people will ghost you. I've been ghosted many, many times because I had to figure out that I had to build relationships. I was so excited about the catalog one time that I was like, oh my gosh, Scentsy Go's come out. Let me go let everybody know. Hey, the new catalogs came out. I was thinking about you. I know you're in all of our Scentsy Go's. What's your address? Blah, 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 blah. Ghost. But instead, if I'd have been like, hey, Emily, I was at convention this week and I saw something that I want you to try, or I want you to get in your hands to give you the feedback so that it'll help me become a better consultant because find out how you like it. Those are the ways that you're going to build relationships. You see what questions we have. I messed up when I tried to get people to get the 11 bars. I should have gotten personal. So that is why one thing we're going to do is we're going to go through the conversations starters this month. Like I'm going to have a poll actually where you guys are going to say, I'm having this many conversations today. I'm having this many conversations this week. Because you're going to see it's the conversations that you're going to start building those relationships. And when you build relationships with people, you're going to have the like, the know, and the trust that you're going to get from them. That's when they'll refer you. That's when they'll buy from you. That's when they'll finally join you. I mean, I had someone message me the other day, and it's been like 5 years, and she's like, hey, you know what? I think it's time to join you. I'm like, what? But I just constantly have been messaging her, finding out how she is, and how her family is. I've tried a few things that she had as well, and we've just kept that relationship going, where I think she's finally seen that since he has something that's stable, will work in her life, people already buy it, and people that she knows, so therefore she decided to join. So I wanted to tell you guys how important it is to model the behavior. When I'm teaching you this, it's important for you to go back to your teams and show them that invite has already happened. So which way do you need to go? Do we need to get tools in their hands first, or do we need to put them on the team page first and go with the opportunity? And there's 2 ways that you can go. So if you keep following through here and you see the scale 1 to 10 like I did, we go down to another tool for the 2 to 5. And then help with your upline, which is, you know, your sponsor, your director, your superstar director. There's another live event that happens. That live event is you. It's you personally talking to them, face-to-face time. Whether it's FaceTime with, you know, your phone, Apple phone, or, you know, Android, or whether it's something on Facebook, or whether it's actually meeting them face-to-face to talk and to go over these things. And to show them these things in person. Because some people need to see the products before they decide to join you. They need to know more about the products. There's a lot of people that would join and say, I don't even know anything about the products yet. Well, when you join, Scentsy sends you a product guide so that it tells you every single thing about that product. From if it comes in a combine and save, to how many scents it comes in, to how much it is, to the uses of it, to the ingredients that are in it. It tells you every single thing you need to know. So you do not have to have all this product knowledge before you decide to join. What you have to have is passion for this company, passion for the products, and know that they will change lives. Let me see, there's a question before I keep going. Just did a training with my first recruit, went over being personal with her customers and friends in her 100. We did good. That's where that other live event comes in. This is very, very important. There is a sheet that Scentsy has, and we also have it in our page about training your new team members. So many of you guys will message me and say, I have a new team member, what do I do? And I'll send you that sheet. But it's like training your new team members. The first thing you need to do is within 48 hours of them joining, you've got to have that face-to-face time. And if they live in California, then you do it on FaceTime or do it on Facebook. But they need to see you. They need to talk to you. This stuff is so great with the video where you can pull out your planners and you can show them everything you have in your planners. You can show them how to make samples by showing them the molds. You can show them crinkle cutters. You can show them everything they need to do without having to be there right beside them holding their hand. Because one thing you want to do in this business is you want to be able to train them to be independent right away, to where they want to go and share this with other people. They want to bring them into the journey right away. Say, hey, Steve. And when you get excited about this and you realize that it's really a numbers game, it's the more people you talk to, the better your chances are. You're going to get out there with fire underneath you. You're going to have that 50-10, where if you make 50 samples and you give out 50 a month, remember what I told you, that every single sample that you give out has to have a name. If you're sitting in here making samples and just giving them away, that hurts my heart. I had some people call me and say, I made all these samples and gave them away. I'm like, well, did you get their follow-up information? They're like, no. I'm like, I don't think I've ever followed up with anyone who's given me anything free. I don't care if it's a cute business card. I don't care if it's, a product. I don't do it. Time happens. I get really busy doing other things. I never think about it. But if they get my information and they call me, I am going to probably talk to them because they're trying to find out how I liked what they gave me. So you got to look at it that way. Would you actually, call someone that you get the things from? Probably not. So a lot of people will say, well, I go around in gas stations, which you're not supposed to do, by the way, because that's personal property. But I'll take, my little product sheets on gas stations with samples. With gas, what do you call those things? Gas pumps. Not gas stations, gas pumps. I'll leave them on mirrors at the bars or in the restaurants or whatever. Like, that's great. You're getting your name out there. But what's going to happen is somebody's going to go in there and say, oh, man, Scentsy. Oh, Shannon, yeah, I need to call her. I'd really like to get some raspberry vanilla. And then they're like, hey, you ready to order? Yeah, I'm ready to order. They never think about it again. That is why it is so important for you to follow up with these people instead of you relying on them to follow up with you. Don't rely on them either to, call your name on the back of your car either. I've been in this, like I said, 10 years. I've probably had 3 or 4 people that have actually called me and joined our team from the car. I've had some customers, but I had 2 people. One lady named Arlene, she chased me down Highway 11. She was in a Brinks truck, scared me to death. I didn't know what was going on, but she chased me down for coconut lemongrass and beach bars. And when she got out of the car, she had just carried and had a gun and everything. I'm like, why in the world is she coming up to me? But that is how passionate she was about the products, that she wanted to find them. So she pulled me over because she saw my car. But now she's a consultant and she gets her and stuff too. So don't rely on these kind of things. You have to build relationships with people in order for them to buy from you, host with you, book parties with you, and definitely join you. They're not going to refer you either if they don't have that like, know, and trust. Today, I actually got my feelings hurt today because I did a mailer. My mom helped me do this mailer. And this lady was like, Shannon, do you have any sugared strawberry samples? I really want to smell that. I'm like, okay, no problem. So she was the first one that I mailed out. Got my mailer out. I put my lotion in it. I put a scent circle in it for her because I appreciated her time and the fact that she's hosted with me in the past. And I sent it to her. So I follow up with her and I'm like, hey, how did you like the sample? Oh, I loved it so much. I went out to the festival that was nearby and I went ahead and just stocked up on it. So thank you for sending it to me because now I have prints. And I'm like, that wasn't supposed to happen. She was supposed to buy from me. So of course, I was really offended. It took me a little while. I think it took me about 5 minutes. I didn't know what to say. So I wanted to say something like, why did you want to sample with me whenever the festival's right there? But instead, I wrote her back. I'm like, I'm so glad that you absolutely loved it. I bet that consultant was just wonderful to you. I'm glad you found someone local. And she wrote back and said, nope, I just wanted to get the sample or the scent, right now. But I'm thinking about maybe doing a bingo party with you in the future. So always make sure you still value people. You still treat them with respect. If they say no, it's not going to be a no, never. It's going to be maybe not right now. And you want to say something? Oh, okay. My son was in here. Or, there's a reason probably like her. She wanted it like right away. She didn't want to wait 10 business days. And she knows we have a team. I probably could have got her some, or maybe I had some scent of the month, but she's a good 2 hours away. So instead of me getting upset and crossing her off my list, I said, I'm so glad you found a local consultant. And she was like, no, I still want to do a party with you. I still appreciate your flyers, but I had to have it right then. So your mindset, even in that situation, you have to be positive in these. There's so many people that you're going to meet in this business that are going to be negative. They're going to be, haters in this business. But it's going to be up to you how you're going to turn that around and make it positive and still be able to serve them. Ashley, she's amazing. She's on our team. But she had probably the worst experience with me as a consultant. She hosted a party with me 3 or 4 years ago whenever Scentsy had the problem with all of the product out in the ocean, where they were in container ships on the ocean because I can't remember what happened. The strike, there was a strike on the dock, right,
Port
Steve?
strike, the boats.
Okay, there was a port strike, and no one could bring the boats in. So our product was sitting out there in those boats for weeks at a time. And it was around Christmas time, and she wanted to get her products. And she was mad. She was not happy. And so as a consultant, I went onto our search pages and started to find these warmers and these bars that she was looking for and put together this party, even though I knew it was going to end up coming to me after January, because I didn't get any of these warmers or anything until after January. And she was mad and she was not happy. And I would bring her pieces of the party at a time, trying to make everything right. And whenever that party was over, I was like, hey, I'll follow up with you and, we'll get this done. And she acted like, she was not interested at all. Her mom was not interested. They even had a problem with one of the warmers because I got it from a consultant who had actually used it and didn't tell me. So it was a nightmare. But I kept following up with her. I kept calling her and saying, hey, I got new samples. I thought about you. Hey, I know you got 5 people in the office that you could bless people with. Hey, and I just kept showering her with that positivity because I knew she was amazing. And I knew that the situation that had happened was out of my hands, but still she was upset with me. And then one day she messages me and says, tell me more about Tori. And now she's joined and she has a team of her own and she's amazing. But that could have easily, if I would have let that get to me in that mindset, I would have probably written her off because I would have been intimidated with the fact that I screwed up that party. Whenever it really wasn't me, it was Scentsy, but all these container ships out there, and it wasn't even Scentsy's problem. It was the port, the strike that was going on in the port. So you've got to find out how to be able to make something positive out of something negative in this business. And when those invites happen, which one is going to be better for them? Okay, so you can see down here, after you've met with these people, after you've given them the products, after you've invited them to the team page is so critical. There's so many times that people will say, I've met all these people, I need to talk to them, what do I say? There's no script. You have to be natural. You have to be passionate. This is you. They're joining you. They're not joining me. They're joining you. They saw something in you that they want to be part of your team, right? So you need to talk to them about different things. And that is why you have to be able to establish that face-to-face time with them. Add them to the team page. When you add someone to the team page, just don't put, hey, this is Kristen. Welcome to our team page. You want to say, why do you think they would be great at Scentsy? Why do you think they'd be an asset to our team? They want to hear it. If someone said, hey, Shannon, you'd be great at Unique, I'd be like, why would you think that? I don't even like to put makeup on. They would have to have a reason why they wanted me on that team for me to even understand, okay, I can see that you think that whenever I do make myself up that I need these products because these products enhance, my cheeks or whatever. So you want to be able to let people know, why do you think they'd be an asset? Why would they add value? And that's where those events come in. So down here at the bottom, once you have that face-to-face time with them, once you have the sip and sniff, once you get the basket party in their hand, try it before you buy it, laundry cleaning, whatever it is, you're going to sort again. You're like, okay, I've done all these things with them. I invited them. They're on the team page. They've got a basket party. They didn't say they weren't interested. So they must be a green apple. Okay, well, she wants to make more money because she has 2 extra jobs. How can I do that? That is whenever you need to realize and ask people. When it comes down to a money situation, you ask them, how much more would you like to make this month? How much more do you need to have to go on that Disney trip? And then when people say, I need $2,000, that's whenever in your head you could think, well, that's 4 $500 parties. That's 5 $400 parties. That's 10 basket parties at $200. And you start to break it down for them, because when people join, let's say that if I would have had these people join a long time ago who were having these $600 to $1,000 parties that eventually joined under someone else, if I would have gone to them and said, look, all you have to do is find other people to do exactly what you just did, and you're going to promote in this company like that. Because look, you're at almost $1,000. You're going to be certified. But if you get one of the people that wanted to book from your party and were to go ahead and have that party, get them active, you could be lead within this month, because they can already have a party out. You're going to almost be certified from this party. You're not even going to really get certified. You're going to go straight to lead. And if we can teach her how to do this too, and teach someone else to have a $400 party, and then that person has somebody, you all can promote together. But if you look at it that way and you break it up into steps, it's so much easier than just saying, oh, well, in order to become a director, you have to sell $10,000 in a month and blah, blah, blah. Be like, what? $10,000? Whoa. No, you need to say, you need to find people underneath you that do exactly what you just did. Didn't you have fun doing it? I remember when I used to close my parties with people, when I would sit down with them at the end, because I love home parties. I'd be like, did you have fun tonight? Yes. What was your favorite part? Well, I love the game you played. Well, I love the way that you talked about those 5 products. Well, I love the way you walked through the catalog. Well, I love the way you played the ABC. Whatever it was, I wanted them to tell me what it was they enjoyed. And then I'd say, well, could you see doing this? Yeah, but that's that 1 to 10. But what? But I don't have enough time. I don't have anywhere to have it. I don't know enough people. Whatever. That's where you have to fill in that gap. It's so important. When people do basket parties, I do the same thing. Did you have fun? Are you having fun with it? Yes. Well, what's your favorite thing? That is so easy. I can just take it around with me and just let people smell it, and I don't have to open my house. I'm like, well, could you see yourself doing it? Yeah, but so then I got to start excuse busting, right? Another thing I like to do at parties, if you guys have parties, is I like to get people to vote for the one person there who would make the best consultant, who could do what I do, and everybody would vote. And then whenever someone is elected, right, I pull out the votes, and let's just say it's Amy. Amy wins a possibility pouch. And that is a pouch that has like 10 different scents in it, different categories that we have with catalogs, order forms, ready to go. A sparkle kit included in it as well. They think that you'd be amazing at this. I think you'd be amazing here. This could get you started. And if you get $200, that's a qualifying party that you can have. So a lot of people just need that extra push. They need that belief. They need people to believe that they can do it. They need to, well, let me go back to what you're saying. So when I do those kind of things, even with my basket parties, when I'm closing them with my host, I'll say, out of all the people who ordered, who do you think could do what I do? And they're like, oh, wow. Do you know what that's doing? That's actually making them think about the circle of friends they just sold. So I didn't just say to them, hey, have you ever thought about doing this right away, right? Because I've already told them you can get this free, you can get this half off, or you can get paid on it and get it free and half off. And they're like, I don't know about that. I'm like, okay, well, all these basket party orders that you have, who do you think could do what I do? Who's someone I could bless with this opportunity? A lot of times I'll be like, well, you know, they're my friends. I get paid on it. Maybe I should do it. I used to send out emails to people, and I would say, hey, I want to bless some people with this opportunity. So do you have people that you could refer? You know, that's where the blessing bags come in. So let's go over here to where they're not interested in the opportunity. They're not interested in, doing a party. You can see, but yet they're still buying from you because you're doing your follow-ups, and they're still buying a little bit of laundry here and some bars here and maybe that really pretty diamond weave warmer, right? That's where referrals come in, because when people are being served and they feel appreciated, they are going to share their circle with you. They're going to give you those referrals. They're not going to have a problem with it. You've done great with them. You are showing them a lot of value. So they want to do something in return for you. That is where blessing bags come in. That's when I tell people, hey, do you know 5 people that I could bless with blessing bags, but they cannot have a Scentsy consultant? That's very important, because this is going to help me become a better consultant by getting the feedback from them of the different products that I give them in the blessing bag. And they're like, oh, yeah, I have 5 people at my office, and I don't think anyone has a consultant. Like, okay, great. You planted that seed again. They already have told you there's 5 people at their office that do not have a consultant, right? So when you give them those bags, you tell them, I want the name of each person you give a bag to, because I want to follow up with them. And I want to be able to serve them and make sure that if they want to buy, host, or join, that I can answer any of their questions. And each person who decides whether they're going to buy, host, or join, you're going to actually get a gift from me. So what does that mean? It means that now they're probably starting to think, gosh, if they buy a hosted join, then that's like a party, right? So that usually comes up. So then what I do is just give them a pouch party. Just say, hey, you know what? These people are going to either fall in love with the whiffs I gave them. They're going to fall in love with the counter clean I gave them. They're going to absolutely love the scent of the month. I'm going to just go ahead and give you these scents with some catalogs that you can share with them to collect some orders, because I'll give you free and half off stuff as well. And then people will usually either buy, host, or join, because you're showing them value, you're showing them appreciation. So this whole thing is like a circle, and it goes all the way back up. So let's say that the live event, you did the face-to-face, you sorted it through, they're not interested, great. They're a customer and they're a referral. They're someone that you're gonna always be able to talk to, always show appreciation to, always show value to, and eventually they're gonna either host with you or join with you again, or backwards, join you or host with you again. But let's say there's still a, they're still just, I just don't know. I mean, I had a bunch of people on the fence in our $49 special. I had like 7 people that wanted to join, and they didn't. And I'm thinking, it's $49. But you know what? I don't want people joining just because they can get a warmer and, 2 bars for the price of joining. I want them to see the value of what they are buying for $49. It's not just that one warmer and those 2 bars. That drives me crazy when I see that. And I was guilty of it too. But when people are like, why don't you join? It's only $49. That's just like buying a warmer and a bar. You're telling them in their head, you don't need to work this business. You don't even have to do anything after the day that your warmer in your kit appears, because you're already buying this for this price. You want to let them know for $49, you get this, but the bonus is that you even get, a warmer and a bar in your kit. That is almost that price. But look at the opportunity. You could earn this trip. You could earn the shopping spree. You could, pay off that debt. You could put your kid in ballet. You could feel like you belong somewhere and having a great brotherhood or sisterhood of people to support you. Do you see what I'm saying? So just like this month, I've already seen it. You're like, was it $59 earn a kit? It's like, well, it's $60 for a Scentsy Go and a pod, right? Well, is it a Scentsy Go with the wrap and then the pod? Like, it's about $60 or something. So they're like, well, if you're going to go ahead and spend $60, you might as well then go ahead and, get the kit, because then you're only spending another $39. They're focusing on the wrong thing. They're focusing on the product that people are getting free and not focusing on the opportunity of what Scentsy's going to do. And that modeling behavior, if you're going to do that and you bring people into your team that are going to do that, every now and then it's going to work, and somebody's going to say, I joined for $49, but wow, look where I've gone. And I don't know, Kristen, if you joined for $49, but there's some people who, and it's a very low percentage of people who do stay that join the $49 kit. So if you do, then that means that you had some kind of emotional attachment, something happened in your life to where you could see a blessing bigger than that one piece of product that you got in that $49 kit. But a lot of people will focus on that and not focus on all the amazing things that happen once you are a consultant. There's so many things that your world opens up to. Let me see if I have any questions. Yes, I thought you did. But man, you've been to Mexico, you earned the cruise, you're almost a director, you've got this incredible team, you're changing lives, you shared your story of having childhood cancer with so many and inspired so many. You've spoken on team pages for that $49. It was better than that warmer, right? So that is what you have to let people see, is how amazing this opportunity is outside of just the products. Yes, the products are great, but they can keep ordering them. If they really want them, they can do what that lady did and go down to a festival and buy from. And half of the time, whenever people do festivals and events, half of the time, and I've been included in this percentage, people don't follow up with them. They're so ready to get rid of their inventory, they don't keep up with what people bought. So if someone comes up and buys a 3-pack of blueberry cheesecake or a 6-pack, well, obviously they love blueberry cheesecake, right? If they enter a drawing slip, You need to write on that drawing slip blueberry cheesecake, because you've gone from a cold call to a warm call now to be able to say, hey, how did you like that blueberry cheesecake? You can even plug it in Maven and it will come back and remind you. So if you're easier to do that on an app, you could say, hey, how are you loving the blueberry cheesecake? Like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you remembered that. That's good follow-up. Let me see what you said. Before we remembered. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Sorry we had all those problems in the very beginning. So if you look here at the bottom, and see, I just put my watermark, my name on here, because I actually created this and I was super excited about it, because this is how our business works. It is like a pattern. It comes back around and back around and back around. Because if they decide they don't want the opportunity, they decide that they don't want to book, but they're a customer and they give referrals, well, you're going to come back around again and you're going to offer them that opportunity again, and then you're going to get them a new book and you're going to get them more samples, and then maybe they'll book that party, right? And then they're going to have their other people from that party and they're going to start to open their eyes. And I say, oh no, not again. And then it comes back around again. And you're going to invite them to join again. And around the third or fourth time, sometimes people will say, you know, I want to join. Or sometimes you can let people know, you've done 4 or 5 parties for me. Let me show you how much you would have made if you would have joined. If it's a money thing, people are going to join because they will see the dollar for dollar amount, the numbers amount, and they'll be like, oh gosh, I cannot believe I missed out on that. But I'm telling you, a lot of times it's not a numbers thing. I see people join all the time who don't even need to work a day, but they need something else in their life. They need belief. They need lifted up. They need motivation. They need something to belong to. Sometimes it's not a money thing. So you need to know that. A lot of times when people go, hey, you can make this much money, that might turn people away. That is why you build that relationship first and then figure out what is missing in their life, because not everybody needs the money. Not everybody wants to travel. A lot of people don't even like to leave home sometime, right? Not everybody wants to have a horse. Not everybody wants to buy a new car for their husband. Not a lot of people like to sail. So every single person has something different. And that is up to you as a consultant to be that person to help them solve what is missing in their life. Because a lot of people have tried things. Look, that book called Beach Money by Jordan Adler, you need to read it if you never have read it before. But he tried, I think it was 10 different companies before he finally made his success in a company. He went through 10 different direct sales companies. Another guy that's a coach, he went through 4 different companies, and they shut the doors on 3 of them. And finally, he found his success in that one. There's a lot of times that you're going to fail, but if you fail forward and you learn from those mistakes, and like I tell you all the time, that a setback is only a setup for a comeback, you're going to win every time. When you get up and dust yourself off and keep going, because you are, and you need to write this on your wall in your office or wherever it is that you have your Scentsy stuff. And you don't even have to have an office. All you need is a phone these days. But even if you want to put it on your screen saver, that you are a recruiting machine, that you are a good sponsor, that you will have a team of 25, that you will walk across the stage as director, that you will take your husband or your spouse or your friend to British Columbia, that you will have $1,000 shopping spree at Tiffany's. Whatever it is, put it in front of you and have those kind of positive things go into your head instead of, I can't recruit, I can't book parties. No one wants to buy from me. No one wants to give a referral. Because if they already see you talking like that and you're already acting that way, like I said in the beginning, they are not going to join you. They are not going to book with you. They're going to go to that next confident consultant who has it on their Facebook page, how well they're doing, how much they love what they're doing, how passionate they are, how they know it's changing lives, than the person who's scared to talk to other people. I know I do not have a lot of money, but at my age, money is not as important. But my Scentsy friends are worth gold to me. They have given me a purpose in life. Oh my gosh, Joyce, you're going to like make me cry. That is very sweet. You are gold to us as well, Joyce. We love you very much. Joyce is very, very meaningful in our whole group. I hope you guys get to meet her. She is a woman who is very dedicated. She went to reunion last year, all the way in California, and like she just said, she knows what it means to be loved and to love. She has a big heart. And speaking of SFR, you guys need to go. Leaders are born at events, but I believe that you will have a life change if you go to SFR. I'm actually going to have the people who went last year to talk. I mean, there are people who are promoting like crazy that I believe could walk across the stage as director just from going to reunion last year and getting fired up. You need to go to events. When you're a leader and you start to build a team, your team is going to model what they see, right? So if you're not going to events, they're not going to go to events. If you're not going to go to World Tour and go to webinars and share the webinars with them and share all the meetings that we do and not do these things, they're not going to either. Let me see what it says. It's probably going to make me cry again. My customers are my friends, even when they are my new customers with me. Tell me I'm amazing saving them money. Oh, that's wonderful. You know, I have some customers who I find out what their favorite drinks are, and like Starbucks drinks or whatever. And when I know that I'm going to deliver to them, I know the reason they're buying from me is because they need that relationship. They need that visitation time. And I'll call them up and be like, hey, I'm on your way. I'll show up with their favorite drink because I know what it is, or their favorite candy bar. Sometimes you do basket parties and you start to build relationships because some people say you can't build relationships in basket parties. Yes, you can. You friend those people from that basket party. You contact them. You thank them. You text them. You start to build that relationship. Find out what their favorite things are. And whenever that order comes in, attach your favorite candy bar or whatever it is to let them know you appreciate them. When you do those little things with your customers and spend time with them or have, listen to them or know their favorite things, it moves mountains. It's incredible. All right, let me move down here real quick. So as you can see, we went from the event to the tools, from the invite. We went from what if they don't show up to how we can actually turn it around. We went from what scale are they from 1 to 10, are they 2 to 5, 6 to 9? What do we need to do to fill that gap, to get in face time with them, right? To sorting them out again, to finding out they're not interested, we can keep them as a customer referral. Referral, we're going to give them blessing bags. A customer, we're going to do follow-up on them to make sure if they love their black raspberry vanilla bar, then they will love the black raspberry vanilla Scentsy Fresh, or they will love the black raspberry vanilla washer whip that we're going to get to them, and we're going to take care of them because they're not interested right now. If they're red, we're going to sign them up. If they're green and they need that little bit of something else, you're going to throw them back up here. What tool do I need now in order to help them? Do they need to go to an event again? Do I need to invite them as my guest to World Tour? Do I need to bring them to my tip day meeting? Do I need to invite them onto my webinar call? Do I need to put them on a three-way call with my upline? Do I need to just sit with them and show them how valuable they are and what an asset they are? What do they need? Do they need to fall in love with the products? Do they need to see them already? So whatever it is. And then you go back through sorting again. And you can see that each one of these areas, there's red apples, there's green apples, there's not interested. But with the not interested, like I said, you're going to have rotten apples. You throw out the rotten ones, which are your naysayers and your haters. But your not interested ones, you value. You take care of them, and you don't forget them. And there are some people, I know it because I'm one of them, where there are people that I haven't talked to in 4 or 5 years when I give them their order. And I really meant to, but somehow or another they fell between the cracks. Well, I've picked up the phone lately, and I have eaten some big frogs. And I've called them up and said, hey, this is Shannon. I just want to let you know you're really important to me. I'm so sorry that it's been so many years since I've contacted you. But I'm trying to revamp my whole customer service, and I cannot believe that you fell between the cracks. But I want to let you know I appreciate you. I thank you so much for helping me build my business this far. I couldn't have done it without you. And I have a little goodie bag for you to say thank you. And you give them a new catalog. Because every single person that you think you lost because you didn't follow up with them, you can go back. It's not a dead referral anymore. It's not a dead prospect anymore. You can revive those prospects if you value them. If you show them, hey, you know what? I'm so sorry this happened, but you are important to me. And you don't forget them, and you put them back into your follow-up system, you put them back in your Maven, you put them back in your binder, whatever it is that you need in order to help you take care of them. Because it's not about going and finding all of a Scentsy customers like every single month and getting 50 here and 50 here and 50 here. It's about serving those well that you have already, and then their circles will grow. And one thing that we had, and I don't have a picture of it, but if you were to have a circle, let's see if it'll let me do this. It might, but let me just show you if this works. Okay, can you guys see this okay? I'm going to show you what this means.
Yes.
Okay, so if, and I cannot write, but we're just going to draw. If this is me, okay, we're going to put S, G, okay? And then we're going to put 5 lines like this, right? And then I'm going to have a circle here, circle here, circle here, circle here, circle here. I'm your customer. You're asking me if I will give 5 people that I know that do not have Scentsy Consultants blessing bags for you. So I decided I'm going to give one to my mom. I'm going to give one to my sister. Her name is Kendall. Give one to my daughter. I'm going to give one to my neighbor. So we're going to write neighbor. I'm going to give one to my coworker. We're going to call her Cindy. Okay? Well, that's your 5 blessing bags. But your referral system doesn't start there. Why would you just stop it at me? What if I'm like, you know, I'm just not really interested right now. I really, really appreciate it though, but right now it's not going to work for me. You move outward. So this person, they have 5 people too. Okay? This person has 5 people. So you got to think about it like this. My mom, she plays bridge every Wednesday. She goes to Bible study every Monday. She has other relatives that she sees. She goes to church. She lives in a great neighborhood of people that get together. She can start saying, okay, there's Glenda, there's Marcy, there's Janet, there's Shireen, there's, I don't know, Tabitha. And then you start it again. And you can see just by that, those 5 people that you sold to, or not sold to, but you blessed with those blessing bags, it's going to open up. And then they're going to have 5 people. And then I could go to my sister. She lives in a completely different town. She has kids in sports. So we'd say cities in sports. Her friend, her neighbor next door sells 31. So we're going to say Felicia sells 31. Her best friend works at Sprint and travels all the time. She'd be great with the Scentsy Go. She goes to church. She's very active in her church. So we'll put church. She has another good friend named Julie that lives in a different town. So you can see what I'm doing here is that it doesn't end with this one person who said no to you. Their circle opens up into more and more and more circles. So I hope you guys understand that pretty well because it never ends. There are so many customers out there for you. There are so many people out. I got burnt today. There are so many people out there for you to serve. And there's so many that there's not enough of you to take care of that many. That's why it's so important for you to take care of just this many, to get those referrals, to show them appreciation, to show them that value. And they're going to want to join you. They're going to want to get on this journey with you. And then they can take care of those people. And you can show them that those people know 5 people and those people know 5 people. And you can show them this is never ending. And that is how this is going to keep growing and growing and growing for you. But the minute you stop sharing, the minute that you keep your mouth closed and quit opening it, that's when your business is going to stop. That's when you're going to get stuck. That's whenever you're going to be like, I can't recruit. I can't do this. And that's when you're going to hear me say, who are the last 5 people you talked to? Who are the last 5 people that you sold to? Have you contacted them? Have you given them blessing bags to give people? Have you shown them any appreciation? Have you let them know about the new catalog? When's the last time you put dream members on our page? Because look, if you guys have at least, I don't even know, if you have 1 person underneath you, they can start and share this with someone, and then they can start sharing it with someone else. There's one thing, it's a scale, it's on our page, it's called the power of 1. And it shows how 1 person can grow to thousands just from sharing with 1 person. If you have 4 people, then you could go to 8 very quickly. If each one of those people would make a list of 10 people for their dream team and have one of them join. I mean, you've got to sometimes talk to people 8 to 9 times before they decide to join. I mean, in my 10 years I've been in Scentsy, I've had maybe 7 people that have come up to me and say, hey, sign me up, I want to sign up, and never even had one question about Scentsy. Other than that, it was constantly answering questions, excuse busting, getting the tools in their hand, inviting them to the team page, getting them to live events, constantly building relationships with them, and then them deciding they know, they trust me, that they want to join me. So did this help you guys at all? My chart that I made? Let me go back to it. Are there any questions about it or anything? I just wanted you guys to see that this month is huge. And if you take these things and put them into place, you can get that incentive easily because you will know whether to go from that event to that tool to that live event and see that it just is a circle. It's just a pattern that you just need to keep taking care of those people and don't forget them. Add them to the team page. I challenge each and every one of you guys, write down 10 people that you want on your team. Let them know you're one of my dream team members. And the reason that you're a dream team member is because I would love to have someone on my team like you. You already have a servant's heart. You teach, or you're a nurse, or you're a hostess at Ruby Tuesdays. You are so good with customers. I've seen you over the last couple of times that I've gone in there and that you served me. That I'd love to have someone like you on my team page, or not my team page, on my team. And you let them know that. I mean, I've written down people that I'm scared to death to contact. And one of the people decided to join me just because I've constantly built relationships. And I had already decided in my head I was never going to ask her because she is amazing at another company. But something is missing in that one company that she sees in our culture that she wants. She loves the sisterhood. She loves the friends and the experiences that we have and how we all love each other and we don't compete. It's amazing. So you guys have such a wonderful thing in your hand. The tools that we have are amazing. Let me see if there's any more questions. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Oh, perfect. Okay, well, we will end this call. I want to see if anyone has any questions at all tonight about anything.
Shannon, I'd like to ask you a question.
Sure.
So my cousin, I feel like she would be like perfect, and she's from another state, and I've been talking to her about joining, and she's really interested. She says she loves like Yankee Candle and stuff like that. And so I was like, I think you'd be great at this. And right now she said she's kind of, I don't know, a little worried about doing it because her daughter has a lot of health issues. So they're going to doctor's offices and stuff a lot. And her mom just passed away last month. So she's been having to deal with that. So I told her, I was like, well, I'll bring you a bag and then a lot of samples and stuff like that for you to have a party and you can test it out. See, if you how it does for you, because I don't think she's ever even used Scentsy before. So I'm taking her the bag this weekend, and I want to know, like, what do I do from here? Like, how can I make this a good thing?
Well, the first thing, you said she loves Yankee Candles, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We have 2 people on our team who live in Charlotte who actually manage Yankee Candle stores.
What?
Yeah, in the mall. Tracy's mom does, and Tracy. But they both do Yankee Candles. And they love our warranties. They love our customer service because you can't walk into their store and say that you don't like this and they won't return it for you. She said she loves the fact that ours last longer and that they are made out of something different. They don't burn you. There's a lot of reasons that she joined. And that was just about the product. So she loves Yankee Candle. You can start there. You'd be like, girl, I know how much you love Yankee Candle, but there are some people on our team that even work in the store and manage the store, and they still wanted to join Scentsy because our products are amazing. Not to mention we have cleaning, we have laundry, we have kids lines, we have body products, you name it, we have it. So what I want you to do is I want you to fall in love with these products like I have. I am so passionate about it. And then I want you to tell me which ones are your favorite. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you know that she loves that Yankee Candle. She's going to be someone that needs the products first. She's not going to see the opportunity right now because you just told me a lot of things going on in her life.
Right.
It's going to be like squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. It's going to be like bus after one another. And some of those you can't excuse bus because those are real. Those are legit. I mean, she lost someone. That hurts.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can't go there right now. You need to make sure that she falls in love with the products. You need to make sure that she knows she could get those for her own discount, or she could actually get the free stuff and half off stuff if she shares it with some people. That's where you need to concentrate with her. But then you can do the thing where it's like, wow, you love them so much. You can get the free stuff or the half off stuff, or you could just use this free credit and go towards your kit, and you can get a free Scentsy Go, or you can get the $99 kit because it's way better, right? And you're going to get the Scentsy Go. And then it's 1 month out of 4. And if you really want this in your life and this is something for you, I know how to train you to take it all the way to the top.
Okay.
So, you see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
She's going to be one with the products first.
Okay.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? Oh, thank you so much, Jessica. When I worked in sales, we called them solutions. This is what I plan to do. Listen to my friends. If they complain about their detergent or something that Scentsy has, I'm going to offer them the solution. Looking forward to recruiting you people as well. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. And yes, that's what we are. We look for the solutions in people's lives. I tell people that all the time. They have a stinky house. We have something to help you. The laundry, like she just said, we've got amazing laundry. I even tell people I hated doing laundry. I still don't like it that much. But the fact that my clothes smell like sea salt avocado, I can't wait sometime to put my shirt on that smells like sea salt avocado. My kids like to wash their clothes because it's so easy and it smells so good. So solution, the counter clean. The other day, I went to the car wash with my counter clean and cleaned the wheels of my car. And there were people over there going, what is that stuff? I'm like, oh, it's counter clean. It's only $10. It comes in all these different scents. And I sold counter clean at the car wash. So you're passionate about it. And I remember I used to take a room spray. It was actually this one here. This is so old. This is called Flirtatious. This thing is like 7 years old, 8 years old maybe. And I've only used it like, probably it still has that much in it because I just use it whenever I really, really, really love it. And we're getting everything painted and renovated, so I used it. But this one bottle got me like 2 customers at Target. I was in the bathroom and I just went in there and sprayed it and just waited for somebody to be like, what is that? Like, oh, it's Scentsy. Have you ever heard of it? This has 640 pumps in it. It's so amazing. Like, oh my gosh, I got to have some. And I got them some samples of Flirtatious, and they were great customers. One girl actually joined, but she's not with us anymore. So, I mean, there's all kinds of ways that you can do things. And a lot of people like to say they're tricks, but I don't think they're tricks if you're really passionate about it. There's a lot of things you can do to get people's attention, but when you do it the right way and you show them value and appreciation, you're going to have them every single time want to support you in your business or even want to support your business. I do that until, yeah, I have a customer waiting for presentations to come back. I know I should have added that in my monthly club. I mean, I don't think we had it whenever we had that yet. What a great idea. But anyway, so I'm so glad that you guys joined me tonight. I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm so upset with my computer. I can't believe it did that. But I'll trim this down to where we have it for you guys to share with your teams. And I will put this chart on our page as well so you guys can see and put it in your office. Like, okay, I did that event and it didn't work. So what's next? Okay, well, now they're a customer referral, or I need to get them some tools. I need to get them some product to try. And then, okay, well, there's still a customer referral, or, oh, maybe I'll offer the opportunity. It's just a circle, like I said. All right? Well, thank you guys so much. Love you to death. Sign up for reunion. If you can go, you need to go. And start saving up. It's so worth it. And find the Airbnbs. They have, like, cheaper prices than actual hotels do. Find some people on here you want to room with. It's going to be amazing. They're coming out with some stuff that's going to blow our minds. And they're going to they take such good care of us. Such good care of us. And we get all kinds of free stuff. It's just amazing. It's so much fun. So I'd love for you guys to join me in Austin, Texas this year. And also, I've got the well, you guys will see whenever you get your mail this month. But thank you guys so much for everything you do. I'm going to be leaving to go out of town Sunday for 11 days. I'm actually going to Scentsy home office, the Superstar Director Summit, where they want our feedback. They want to hear what it is that we're seeing in the field so they can make things easier for our customers, easier for us as consultants. They're going to have us smell things and use things and see things and get our opinions on things. So it's a really, really, really big deal that we get to go to these things and that they care that much about what our teams think so that we can bring it to them during this time. So if you guys can help me take care of the page, keep it uplifting, keep it motivated, I would like to see each one of you guys add team members to our page, dream team members, and just add them. And we'll do a bacon night too next week when I get back, or the next week when I get back, which is become a consultant opportunity night when we invite people that are interested in the opportunity, and we have it in one night where a couple people can share things. Okay? All right. Well, you guys have a good night, and I'll put this on there in the morning. Bye.